What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. In today's recap, we have 104 mile-per-hour pitches. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, he hit 2 more home runs that raised his first half to honestly cartoonish levels. Same with Fernando Tatis, but you wouldn't know that if you listen to all the haters on Facebook saying that he's just a cheating juicer. The Rangers are all of a sudden playing like the 2023 World Champion Rangers, and Spencer Strider, he was back to his old 2023 self. Kind of. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. We recap every single baseball game almost every single day, so grow the game with me, leave a like, and hit that subscribe button. Also, real quick, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, be sure to save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets using code Fuzzy on SeatGeek. And if you like daily fantasy sports, do not forget to download Underdog Fantasy with code Fuzzy because you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit, a bunch of free stuff, including this free MLB mystery pick'em. So download it today and see who you get. So if Spencer Strider was back to striking out everyone, but the A's offense was also clicking, who the heck won this game? Okay, so that's a double, and that's a 4-pitch walk, and that's a 3-run Sody bomb to the berm. Tyler Soderstrom went perfect. How was Spencer Strider back to his old self if he just gave up 3? Well, that's all he gave up, and his offense picked him up. Sean Murphy, he swam out the way for an RBI double, and Profar, he just tied it with a 2-run home run. Wait, Spencer, he's now in the lead. Ozzie Albies, I feel like that's the first time we said his name in what feels like months. He lifted a home run. Strider was so good after that home run to Tyler Soderstrom. He had 11 strikeouts over nearly 7 innings. Good to see him really lock in after a terrible start to the game. There goes his lead. This kid is insane. First name Nick, last name Kurtz. If you've been watching for a while, you know exactly why we can't say his name in succession, but he used that all-time pop to go out to left field. He has 15 home runs. Mason Miller, he was tossing 104.1 in the 9th inning, so he strikes out Sean Murphy. He forces extras, and Tyler Soderstrom on the 3rd base hit of the game for him walks it off. That wasn't the only walk-off from yesterday. How in the world did the Yankees force extras in this game? Jorge Polanco, he hit what I thought was a dagger, and honestly, Yankees fans are probably thinking the same thing because Polanco's 14th made it 5-0 for Bryan Woo, who had a no-hitter through 7 innings, and Jazz ruined it in the 8th. Also, by the way, Jazz is in the home run derby. It's going to be a really fun home run derby. He came around to score on a Austin Wells sac fly, and out of nowhere, it's now 5-3. We have a pinch hit Stantonian blast, which was then followed up by a game-tying Austin Wells double. Andres Munoz, he was 1 strike away twice from ending the game. Then he walked Ben Rice before this 3-2 swing to Austin Wells. And just like that last game, this one needed extras. Judge lifted a shallow fly ball. J-Rod has a cannon. He threw it on a line. Now I'm going to have you guys guess. Do you think that Volpe was safe or not? Okay, you got your guesses in your head. You got it. He snuck? What's the right word? Volpe snuck. I'm going to commit to that. His sliding mitt in there. He is safe. The Yankees went from getting no hit over 7 innings to a walk-off by the captain. Words can't really be put into words about the first half that Pete Crow Armstrong is having. His buddy Nico torched one past Brooksley to make it 1-0. Nico, by the way, has an 890 OPS his last 16 games. Here's the first of 2 home runs from PCA. I'll talk about his stats after the second one. Michael Busch and Dansby, they tacked on some insurance runs. By the way, Michael Busch has 58 RBIs, which is just 12 fewer than PCA. Wait, Cody Clemens, he wanted some shine. He's basically been Joey Gallo. He has 11 home runs and 135 at-bats. He's kind of only making contact on home runs. That was the only run allowed by Colin Ray and the Cubs staff. Pete went way out for his second home run. He goes 425 feet for his 25th home run. He has 25 home runs, 27 stolen bases, 15 defensive run saves, 15 outs above average. That is insane for one half. Like, wholeheartedly one of the most insane things I've ever said out loud about baseball statistics. Like, that's a generational season for 99.9999999% of humanity, let alone a first half. He's on pace for 44 home runs, 47 stolen bases, 122 RBIs, and an almost 10 WAR. Is he going to win MVP? Honestly, I want to talk about it for about a minute because this could be one of the closest races ever. So we know that PCA is on pace for a generational power, speed, defense season, like probably a top 20-ish positional player season ever. He's going up against Ohtani, who's on pace for 54 home runs, 21 stolen bases, but he's back on the bump now. He has 6 strikeouts, only 1 run allowed his first 6 innings. I guess the question is, what would PCA have to do? Would he have to stay hot and actually go 40-40 with that platinum glove to dethrone Ohtani? Or did Ohtani just get back to pitching too late and he can't make up for it? But it genuinely could be one of the tightest MVP races if Shohei gets the green light to throw 4 innings, maybe 5 innings, 6 innings, a start in the second half. Remember, the second half actually doesn't mean the halfway point. There's only like 70-ish games played in the second half, not 81 and 81. It's not really a half. So again, it's not like Ohtani has a full-blown second half to accrue 15, 20 starts. He just doesn't have that option. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to win MVP? Like I mentioned in the intro, if you only get your MLB information from Facebook, you might think that Tatis is a washed-up bum who sucks without PEDs. Newsflash, he's on pace for 28 home runs, 33 stolen bases, and another Gold Glove because of his whopping 9 outs above average, which leads all right fielders, by the way. Cronenworth, he tied it at 2 with a ground ball to first base. So this Manny moonshot is a go-ahead Manny. He just turned 33 years old. He has 16 home runs with 22 stolen bases and a 132 OPS plus bogey. He doubled in a huge 4th run. It's huge because Geraldo Perdomo, he rolled one down the right field line to match Xander. Tatis wants another one. It's back. It's at the track. Jake the Rake brought it back. He gave Tatis a, what's the saying? A bite of his own medicine? A taste of his own medicine. My brain's not working today, guys. I'm sorry. Tatis robbed the Diamondbacks of a home run. They return the favor. Robert Suarez, he now has 27 saves. He is 2 ahead of everyone now for the MLB lead. The Padres are a half game back of the wild card. The Diamondbacks are 5 games back. We're going to talk about the Mets doubleheader right after this game because the Rangers have been scoring runs in bunches the last week. 10-plus runs in every single game since Tuesday. They scored 9 without a home run in this one. Single after single after single. Like no BS. 4 consecutive RBI singles. Then a balk. Like that balk kind of broke the streak after Adolis, Jonah, Evan Carter, and Wyatt all drove in 1. Jake Berger, he doubled in Evan, which is even more bad news for the rest of the league because Jake Berger is even more of a second-half merchant than a guy like J-Rod. Berger has a 710 awful, embarrassing OPS in the first half for his career. It's almost 900 in the second half. Now we have the first 2-run knock of the afternoon. Those go to Jack Kohanowitz, who was credited with 8 earned runs. He stinks. I mean, I feel bad for the kid, honestly. Marcus Semien jolted his second base hit of the inning after Corey Seager did that. It's 9-0 Rangers. Taylor Ward, I guess I'll show this. He whacked out his 21st for RBIs, 62 and 63. And El Bombi, he had a 2-run home run to match Taylor Ward. He's only at 11 home runs. He said that he was going to hit 50. Yeah, he's a far cry from 50. Zach Neto beat everyone with a 425-foot home run for his 14th. The Rangers, they've outscored their opponents by 40 runs this year, but they're still under 500. The Halos also under 500. I guess I totally forgot to mention that Boston is trying for their 7th win in a row. We're going to talk about it after this doubleheader between the Mets and the Orioles. You got to feel bad for the all-star David Peterson, who is as good as it, well, not as good as it gets because we've seen Bryan Woo be as good as it gets through 7, but he came out the game and runs started scoring. Gunnar Henderson delivered in the pinch, quite literally, with a pinch hit 2-run no-doubter. Felix Bautista, he came in for a 1-2-3 9th inning for his 18th save. That was it. Honestly, that was really all you had to see. Charlie Morton, he doesn't get the W, but he allowed 1 run over 6. He's got a 2.7 ERA with 48 strikeouts his last 45 innings. Baltimore, they want that doubleheader sweep. Soto does not. It's already 1-0 off of Tomoyuki Sagano, and I think that this is deep enough for run number 2. I know that Ramon has a rocket, but yeah, just not enough time to get it there when it's that deep. Here comes the Orioles. Alex Jackson, who just got acquired, he dumped one right before Jordan Westburg teed off 415 feet on the line. Sheesh. And it's now 3-3. Brett Beatty is getting all of the leash this year. I can't even remember the last time I said the name Mark Vientos. Like, does he still exist? The Orioles, they stormed back once again. This time, Colton Cowser, he singled in the go-ahead. And the staff for the Orioles locked all the way in over the final 4 frames. An error from Beatty allowed a 5th run. The Orioles got some more after Lindor almost made an insane play. Ramon got an RBI fielder's choice of his own as Sir Anthony Dominguez struck out 2 in the 9th. The Orioles do sweep. They're 6.5 games back of a wild card spot. The Mets, they just they kind of fell to a worrisome 20 and 27 on the road, 7 games under 500 when they're not in New York, which is not good when you project to the playoffs. All right, here we go. Boston, they are taking on the mighty Rays in what should be a pretty entertaining series. Again, the Red Sox are trying for 7 in a row. Roman, get it? Roman just drove in a run. Anyways, Taj, that was the only run that he allowed, and also just 1 other hit. 2 base hits over 6 innings. He was gross. Ha-Sung Kim, he put Taj out in front. His first Ray long ball is a 2-run shot off of Walker Buehler, and now it's 3-1. The 22-year-old now is 23. Junior Caminero now has home runs in back-to-back days. Oof, a rough start for the newcomer Brian Baker, who was just traded from the Orioles to the Rays. Marcelo Meyer, he sliced a bullet to score Trevor Story, and Ceddanne, he is turning into a, should I say star or superstar, right in front of our very own eyes because he's a platinum defender with elite speed, and he has an almost 900 OPS his last 2 months in the batter's box. That is superstar stuff, but maybe he's star material. Then again, he was in the Little League World Series, so he was made for these moments. He's been in front of the camera doing big things since he was a kid. Aroldis Chapman, the 8-time All-Star, by the way, now has 16 saves after striking out 2 more hitters. The Red Sox do win their 7th in a row. They're 9-1 their last 10. They are in the wild card now, just passing the Mariners after the Mariners got beat by the Yankees. This is one of those Reds games where you stop and think, can they make a playoff run in October? The Marlins have been hot, and the Reds basically said, go in timeout. Ellie, he's stealing bases and getting into scoring position for guys like Austin Hayes, who got a little bit greedy. He's out at second base. Spencer Steer, what's his nickname? If you're an OG, you know that it's the man who rakes. He's batting .361 with 13 extra base hits, 17 RBIs, and an over 1,000 OPS his last 23 games. That is sick stuff. So now the Reds have Spencer Steer going, and Nick Lodolo locked in, but we'll talk about Nick later. Ellie's driving in more runs, and baseballs are flying. The baseball got away, so a 4th run scores. It's now a 6th spot. Austin Hayes had a big 3 RBI game. He has a 125 OPS plus on the season. The Reds went easy as Lodolo picked up his 6th W. He's down to a 2.3 ERA over his handful of starts since a blow-up start in early June. You have Hunter Green, Andrew Abbott, Nick Lodolo, Chase Burns, Brady Singer, Nick Martinez as your rotation, so that's a lot of depth. Maybe you can move one of those guys to the pen in the playoffs. The Reds are now 48-46. Who are they going to target in the trade deadline? Or are they not going to at all, and they're just going to keep building for 2026 and beyond and just kind of keep their capital? The Cardinals return the favor of getting absolutely embarrassed. Washington beat them 8-2, so Seattle said, let's run it back. We're going to beat you 8-1. This game kind of felt like that Rangers game earlier. We have singles on top of singles on top of singles. I thought I was on Hinge, just singles everywhere. Burleson, Arenado, and Pozo, they all singled for Miles Michaelis, who somehow tossed 5 2/3 shutout before having to travel to the All-Star game. He's going to be the home run derby pitcher. Is that mean? That's probably really mean. Sorry. Mason Wynn, he pulled a Jake Berger and broke the RBI single streak with a double to score Victor Scott. And Wilson, he drove himself in. Yeah, 12 home runs on the season. That is actually tied for the most on the Cardinals. They are 50-44. The Nationals are almost 20 games under 500. To end today's recap, we're going to do a different mini game. Usually we do Immaculate Grid. Today we're going to do MLB Pickle. It is pretty simple. All you have to try and do is guess today's mystery player, and hopefully you guys haven't played already. So I'm just going to go with Grady Sizemore. I don't know if they do old. Okay, no, wait. So it's not retired players. That is my bad. Let's just go Francisco Lindor. Let's see if it's, imagine if we got that right off the bat. So it's a switch hitter that throws right and is within 2 years of 31 years old. So a switch hitter that throws right and is within 31 years. It's, all right, who could that be? It's not J, it could be a J-Ram. No, wait. So when it's orange, that means it's in the NL, but it's just not the NL East. So we have the West and the Central. Okay, who do we have in the West? We have a Michael Toglia.
6.5 hours later.
All right, let's lock in, all right? So I'm just thinking of switch hitters now. I'm thinking some of the best switch hitters. We have Ketel Marte. I don't know how old Ketel Marte is, though. So we have Ketel Marte. He does not play second base, so this could be a good start. So we have NL West switch hitter who throws right and plays second best. Who is? So we have the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Dodgers, and the Giants. Giants switch hitter, second baseman. I'm trying to think. So it's who plays second base for the Giants? Is it Brett Wisely or Tyler Fitzgerald? So those guys don't switch hit. We have the Dodgers. Is it Kim? It can't be Kim, right? Kim's not that old. I don't think it's him. We have Rockies. Man, I'm blanking. I can't remember if Tyler Wade is a switch hitter or not. I'm going to go with Tyler Wade just because I want to get the Padres out the way. Tyler Wade, let's see if that does anything. So he does not switch hit, so I'm not going to put that. It's not Tyler Wade, obviously. This is a tough one. I say it's tough, but as soon as I see the answer, I'm going to be like, that was not tough. I just had a brain fart. Hold on. Wait. NL West, is it? Do they have Tommy Edman? They do have Tommy Edman as a second baseman. See, that's where the brain fart comes into play. How do I just forget Tommy Edman exists? But that's the beauty of Pickle, MLB Pickle. You just kind of forget what life is. But that does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek, Underdog Fantasy, all that good stuff. Enjoy the web gems. See you later.
Pop up here, foul ground. Urias slides. This one popped up. Swanson is out there. And reaches for that, pops it up in foul ground. Beatty hoping for a play right to the railing. He got it, and then he flips on the railing.
Oh, nice play by Royce. Go home. A great play by Royce there.
Popped up. And catcher Diaz will make the catch.